everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Live Dugout, where we are continuing our build-up to the Indian Premier League. And today we're going to be talking about a team that, despite, let's say, having won a title and coming from a city that has won 2 IPL titles, which only 4 cities have done, incidentally, oftentimes remain a little bit of an afterthought when it comes to the race for the playoffs. And that's partly down to, let's say, chopping and changing. It's down to a lack of team planning. It's down to a lot of things. The team talking about, of course, the Sunrisers Hyderabad, the team that made a big splash this time around in the auction, brought in some expensive players, brought in a couple of bargains.
Second most expensive player.
Well, he was the first expensive for the time being, till KKR were like, hold my beverage.
Hold my coffee.
Hold my coffee. Hold my cold coffee.
Hold my paddle.
Second most expensive, which, by the way, is now their captain.
Yes, Pat Cummins.
Yeah, that is what, I mean, we had all thought of at the time when the auction happened. That they were spending so much money not for Cummins alone, because Cummins, the T20 player, hasn't really set the stage on fire. So why would you want to pay that kind of money? It was effectively that they were in the market to look for a new captain. And so that's why, you know, while they've announced the captain now, but it's pretty much sure when they were going in the auction for a Cummins that he is the guy they're going to go for. It's not surprising, considering Cummins has been outstanding in ODI as well as Test cricket. He's a world champion in both teams, led Australia to the Test title as well as the ODI title. But Cummins, the T20 player, I'm not too sure. And Adam Makram is the guy that just won them a title.
Oh, 2 titles.
Two back-to-back.
SA20, Sunrisers, Eastern Cape have won back-to-back titles in South Africa. And ironically, one of the reasons they do so well over there is because they have a settled lineup.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. How is it that the same team management, and we know it's the same management because you'll see a Kavya Maran in South Africa during the SA20, you'll see her.
But the coaches and everyone the same, not quite, right? So the owners may be the same.
But I mean.
But if your management and your coaches and all are different, now they've changed their coaching staff.
Coaching staff as well. There is no Brian Lara now.
Yeah. Dan Vittori has come in.
Dan Vittori. In fact, they changed their bowling coach as well, James Franklin, in place of Dale Steyn, although that wasn't their choice. Steyn wanted a break.
Yeah. But after a year there,
anyone would want a break.
Oh, I mean, this is a team that left their captain out and then left him in the hotel also. So don't need to come to the ground.
Their title-winning captain. Not just any captain. That title-winning captain, linchpin of their batting order for years. They're like, no.
Yeah, stay back at the hotel.
I think they blocked
him. Then he came.
Also.
He came and sat in the stands.
Yeah, they blocked him also
on social media.
For social media.
So he came to the stands in a different car, not in the team bus, I guess.
Yeah. And this was in COVID times, right, dude? So taking a separate car was something that was a little bit frowned upon.
Yes, but maybe because they didn't want him in the team bus, because if he's carrying COVID, could have given it to the others. Anyway, the fact of the matter is there's a lot of chaos that comes with Sunrisers Hyderabad, and they only added to their chaos by changing their captain. All right, they didn't have a great season, but that was down to a lot of factors, not just the captain that they had. But I guess the success that Pat Cummins had in Test cricket as well as ODI maybe prompted them to go with his captain. So one, as we all agreed, dropping Makram, who, and I was surprised, you know, it's just days before the captaincy announcement, there's the owner, Kavya Maran, you know, all smiles, everything, praising the team, and Adam Makram. A few days later, different captain.
Also, what I really find surprising about their strategy when it comes to them buying players is that they bought 3 foreign players, right? 3 new foreign players, all of whom just walk into the 11th straight away, all of whom are displacing players who probably done precious little to deserve being dropped. If I'm a Fazal Haq Faruqi or a Marco Jansen, I feel hard done by.
Yeah.
Or a Glenn Phillips.
Or a Glenn Phillips and Aiden Makram. What have they done wrong? Nothing.
So this has been a problem with Hyderabad earlier as well, that they pick a lot of good players. And so overall, when you look at the squad, it looks very good. But when you get down to making their 11, you realize where they've erred is the fact that the balance can never be right. So sometimes a lot of names look attractive, and then a lot of good players have to sit out, and then the local talent doesn't step up. This time though, at the macro level that I'm looking at the squad, which you can see on your screens now, the one good thing that does stand out, they have a lot of local talent, a lot of Indian talent, which could be the first team starters, which will allow them to cover their bases. But having said that, it will still have a problem of plenty when it comes to foreign players, and some of them will have to sit out.
Players for Indian players. There are a couple of Indian players who could have been starting, but who, due to team combination purposes, I don't see starting.
Yep, is a possibility. Let's get down to business, and as we always do, try and make the likely 11. And when we make the likely 11, that's when we see the balance. That's when we see what the problems that a certain team would be facing. So let's start with the openers. And unlike Delhi, which is the team that we did last time around, this one's going to be very different because I don't think we
my
know.
two openers, huh?
Uh-huh.
Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've gone Mayank Agarwal, Abhishek Sharma. I've not gone with a Travis Head.
You
No,
spent
you-
that much money on Travis Head to
Said
keep him on
to
the bench?
exactly.
Well, you'll have to keep somebody on the bench.
Yeah, that
That'll be
person get a
Markram.
Markram.
That's Markram.
No problem.
I don't think Markram
Yeah.
sits out.
Markram has to sit out.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for your team composition otherwise because Mayank, the T20 player, middling. So
And
it has to be
after
him.
what Travis had did in the World Cup and the World
Different
Cup
format, my friend.
different format, but
Different
It's
format.
a different format.
And
Their
has
captain-
he been in great touch right now?
No, his form has deserved
Test
it.
cricket definitely
No,
not.
even
I-
in T20 as.
I would play Markram ahead of Head.
I don't think you're doing
I'm
that.
starting with a Mayank as well as an Abhishek. I'm not starting with a because I'm not
Mayank
leaving
Agarwal.
Mayank.
I'm not starting with
I'm
him.
not starting with
See,
that.
Abhishek
If I
Sharma,
have-
we all agree on, right?
Yeah.
We can put Abhishek
Okay, put
Sharma down.
Abhishek Sharma for now.
We have to put Abhishek down because I think he's one of the
He's had a bit of a hiccup with
Yeah.
a case outside the cricket field, but I guess
let's assume he's available.
no, he's available as of now. That's what I'm saying. So Abhishek Sharma was the opener last time around as well. Okay, we'll get to that number 2, 3, whatever spot that you have a little later. We'll get the debate going once we put in our 4 foreigners. Okay, how about do this? I'll tell you my 11.
foreigners?
No, I'll give you my 11.
Huh?
And I'll make arguments,
All right.
and then we'll make changes to that 11 if I'm outvoted
Fair,
because
fair.
Okay.
because you guys,
Okay.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because if you both say no, we don't want them, then I'll have to remove that person
Okay.
out,
Yeah.
and then I'll put. So I'll make arguments to what I've got.
All right.
So I've got Abhishek Sharma as my opener, and then I've got Mayank Agarwal
Mayank Agarwal.
as my opener. Okay, at number 3, I've got a Tripathi, Rahul
Yeah.
Tripathi.
Easy.
Fair enough.
Okay, so and you could even play him at number 4 if you want. It could
3, 4,
it
yeah.
could change depending on wherever you would want him.
He's
so
a sure shot.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
So Tripathi there. Now I've got an Adam Markram as number 4. I've taken away his captaincy, but I'm not being too harsh to him. I'm not kicking him out of the 11 just yet. So Markram then remains at number 4 for me in my team. Number 5 also won't be a surprise. I think most of you will have him. Is a Klaasen.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah,
Of
because of the role that he does. He's also my wicket keeper, by the
Correct.
way.
Yes.
So which is why I will have to play Klaasen. So Klaasen comes in at number 5. So he's my wicket keeper too. And just put WK in the bracket because you will need a wicket keeper. At number 6, I've gone with Shahbaz, who they've now got
Traded.
from Royal Challengers Bangalore. I know Bangalore played him number 4 as well.
Yeah, but
A
they
couple
were
of times.
very up down with
But
his batting lineup.
he's a player that can bat anywhere. Then I've got a
Washi, yeah.
at number 7. So a Sundar comes in at number 7. Now at number 8, I'll tell you who I've got, but don't go to number 8 right now. I've left a foreigner and I'll explain that a little later. Number 9 is my captain, has to be there,
Pat,
Pat
yeah.
Cummins. So Cummins comes in at number 9. Number 9.
9.
Okay.
So Pat Cummins is at number 9, who's also your captain.
And a foreign player.
And a foreign player. So he's done 2 things there. At number 10, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. I don't think there's any
yeah.
surprise there. And then at number 11, you can have an option of an Indian fast bowler and then multiple options. I'm gone with Umran Malik.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm going with Umran. You of course have Akash Singh and a Natarajan and whatever. you have.
Jaydev.
A Jaydev Unadkat, but I've gone with Umran. So now just to let you know my number 8, my number 8, I'm going to depend on
Yeah.
what I'm looking at. So there's a good chance I'm putting Marco Jansen there. Okay, I know there's a Hasaranga and I picked
Yeah.
Hasaranga to be one of the match winners. So you could put Marco Jansen, simply because of the fast bowling and spin this thing. Just do a slash and a Hasaranga. So I'll tell you once I pick my super subs and you'll have an idea. Assuming I've gone with a Marco Jansen, so there you got. So you've got, look at the bowling options. You've got an Umran, Bhuvi, Cummins, Jansen, 4 fast bowling options, right? And then you've got a Sundar, Shahbaz, Markram, your 3 spinning options,
Yeah.
okay? And an Abhishek, so 4 spinning options. Abhishek, Shahbaz, Sundar, Markram, 4 spinning options for me. right? That's my team that I'm looking at. Then if you look at your, if in case I do not want a 4 fast bowler and I just need 3, then Cummins, Bhuvi, Umran are going to do the job. And then maybe I don't need an Abhishek or a Makram or a Shabazz to bowl. So between Sundar and Hasaranga, I can also get my 4 overs, and then maybe somebody else comes in. So I have plenty of options. The good thing about Hyderabad, which is on paper, why I'm saying they have multiple options. Like, so in spinners, there's not just one. You have 3, 4, 5, 6 different spinners to look at. A lot of them are all-rounders, so will help you in a team performance. In fast bowling also, you've got a lot of options. You can go with a Hasaranga if you want. You can go with a Marco Jansen. Whoever you want, you could do it. The super subs that I had for the 11 that we had picked, just to put it down now, so that you have an idea why I had picked the team that there is. So the 4 foreigners remain the same. I can't do any changes here, no matter what. So either I can have batting. If you're batting first, then Tripathi is my super sub, in the sense he's in the team, and then I get. So in case of your batting first, then your super sub will be a bowler. Yeah. So that will be either Mayank Markande if Hasaranga is not playing. For example, and I've got with Jansen. They've got
Markande, in fact, good.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm going with a Mayank Markande. But if Hasaranga is playing, then I'm going with another fast bowler in a Natarajan or a Akash Singh, left armer who played for Mumbai. So those are my bowling subs that I can bring about. And if I'm bowling first, then my super sub will be a batter, in which case I can keep a Tripathi as that guy who doesn't need to be there when you're bowling. So that would be my team. Now tell me, what is it that you'd want to change?
See, one thing for sure, Makram goes out. See, because there's no good option really, because either which way they have a makeshift kind of a... See, if you go with this team, then you have a Mayank, naturally an opener, but who hasn't lit the IPL stage on fire. Let's be frank. The other option would be you remove Makram, which I think they will do, and bring in Head, because they went pretty hard for him in the auction. I don't think you're keeping Head there as a bench player. So Head then opens with Abhishek. Mayank drop downs to 3, Tripathi at 4.
Okay, that's your thing.
Same.
Okay, so since I'm outvoted, we'll go with the team that they are saying. So just make a change. Instead of Mayank, just put as your opener, put a Head. So Mayank goes out, and Head is your opener. Okay, and then now Makram goes out. And you can just put. Who did you go with?
I said Tripathi at 4 and Mayank at 3. Mayank Agarwal still plays.
Is that your team too?
I am.
Who's the Indian batter you're going to fit in?
I would at some point want to include somebody like a Sanveer Singh, because he does. But again, I don't mind pushing everyone up, let's say, just to accommodate him, because I'm not too keen on having Mayank in my team. Sanveer's all-round ability.
Just put Tripathi at 4 for now. Put Tripathi at 4 and remove Makram. Let's start with that.
And Sanveer gives me all-round ability. So he can be my, let's say, lower order finisher, let's say. He can be that pinch hitter for me.
But I don't think they're going to go with an all-rounder there, and definitely not Sanveer.
No, not at 3. I'm saying push everyone up. Maybe have Sanveer at 7 then.
But they have enough all-rounders already. You've got a Shabazz, Sundar. And by the way, I'm not entirely sure Shabazz even starts. I'm not sure, if I'm being frank with you.
Who are you going to put then?
Then you because again, if you're looking at, say for instance, you have Shabazz, Sundar and Jansen, your spin bowling is very compromised. Shabazz is one of those bowlers who will give you a couple of overs, might be...
No, but as a sub, I'd got, let's say, a Mayank Markande. So you got a Shabazz, Sundar, Mayank Markande and a Abhishek Sharma.
I think Abhishek belly bowled for them.
But I'm saying, there's an option.
He's an option, of course, but I think they have to start with Hasaranga. He has to be your lead spinner.
No, that's fine. So it's either Jansen or Hasaranga, right? You guys have picked the 4 foreigners. So that's another thing. You tell me now what is the change that you want.
Can we have a look
so
at
at number 3, you have to pick a player.
I'm picking Mayank. It has to be. Because the only other Indian batter who really inspires any confidence in me in that lineup would be a Sahal. Now again,
there is an Abdul Samad as well.
Yeah, Abdul Samad would be the only one. But I'm not including him because going by what happened last year, they more often than not had him as an impact player. So he'd come in if they were, say, batting second.
He did enough, I remember, on 2 occasions to win them matches. Will he just be... Because will you always require Shahbaz the bowler?
That's what.
If not, then Shahbaz go down and I play and I start the season with Abdul Samad.
You could do that too, actually.
Because
Okay, you guys-
if Hasaranga is there,
And Washington.
and Washington Sundar is there, maybe I don't need and Abhishek Sharma, the handy whatever 2 overs I think I want to take him out and start with Abdul Samad.
Him as in?
Shahbaz.
Okay, so just
I would
okay.
second
So
with
since
him there.
you've outvoted me, that's another change we'll make. Let's go to the 11.
Yeah.
So remove a Shahbaz and Abdul Samad comes for the two of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Abdul
Since
Samad at
I'm-
number 6. He has to be there. So,
Okay.
Okay. Then you've got, see, Sundar 7, Jansen / Hasaranga, those are fine. Those you stick with. Because again, then you have the buffer of Cummins coming in at number 9.
Now, but who's your number 3?
Mayank. Has to be Mayank.
Maybe then Mayank.
This is the only option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go with, show me the
Okay.
batting lineup, I'm forgetting a name. There is some player who I remember this thing is, was it an Anmol Preet?
Anmol Preet, yeah.
He did okay for
But I
them.
don't think between Mayank or Anmol
Yeah,
Preet
that's
they,
what.
they
That's
start
what.
with.
They'll not start with. Maybe
Yeah.
later on if things don't go their
That's
way.
later. So
Yeah.
Mayank at number 3,
Mayank
that's
at
the
3.
common consensus that we've put. Okay. So after a lot of debating and
But that's never a good sign, right? That you have to debate this much over a playing 11.
No, but that also tells you that they've got multiple options.
but yeah,
The case with them.
So and you know enough talent isn't an issue for them, as is the case with some other teams.
like
It's good.
like I'm comparing DC. Let's say the teams that we've done so far, and that's our next question.
And they can float around these guys, some of
Yeah.
them.
Is it the next question is it a top 4 team? And that's the big question. As of now, what you're seeing, out of the 2 teams that we've done, this is not as strong as Chennai, which I had put as a title contender, but it's not even looking as weak as a Delhi to me.
Yes, absolutely not.
So this is a team that can scrape through to the playoffs, but to have a definite answer, I would want to look at the remaining 7 teams to get a definite answer. But right now, I'm a bit divided.
No, I think, see, based on what you, say or based on what I look at, it looks like this is a team that for now, basis start of the season, based what we know, would be competing for the top 6, realistically, which means nothing. Unless, of course, a couple of their players, catch fire, which is entirely a possibility. It's entirely a possibility. But right now, I see too many changes being made and not a lot of necessary changes. You didn't need to bring in
I look at this is good on paper. This is a good team, but I look at them as slow starters. I think this will be a team given that will need 4-5 games to know what their best 11 is, how the Hyderabad pitch is suiting them, not suiting them. Because remember, some of the batters, they thought somebody like a Harry Brook would take fish to water, and we all know how he was found wanting. So I think they could take a few games. How Pat Cummins as well under his leadership, how the surface suits him as a bowler. Let's say all of these things put together. Maybe just a few games to get their best 11 in place. But they can just be a team that can spring a surprise this year because good talent. There are match winners in this side, you see. Cummins can win you a match both with the bat and ball and good Indian bowling. There are only a couple of other teams that have as good an Indian bowling
But
lineup.
we don't know Bhuvi's form at the moment.
See,
Umran also.
Umran was dropped last year, but if they are to come good, Hasaranga...
There is potential. There is
definite potential.
But they need all of these players to kind of fire. Yeah, but Umran isn't.
Yeah.
Umran didn't.
No, but he's playing red ball cricket now. You can't do white ball.
He's added
got a
another
regular
dimension
member.
to his skill sets. He's a batter also now.
Yeah, he got off for a golden duck.
No, but he's always a batter. He was always a batter. He's a very good batter, very underrated batter at that. But anyway, we'll see. It looks like a good team. I'd be tempted to say at the moment, but don't take my word for it. At the moment, it's looking like a playoff team to me. But as I said, once we've done all teams, then it like one team looks good, but as soon as you see let's say 3 other teams, you say, wow, they are looking better.
Yeah.
And so then you may slip that out. But right now in the limited teams that we've done, to me it's looking like a playoff team.
The one thing that they've definitely done good is, or have bettered is, they really, made some progress in the auction. They have a new team vis-a-vis the team that we saw last year. There are improvements on multiple counts. They have a captain and a bowler in Cummins. They have somebody who can give them an explosive starts also in head. And yeah, those were gaps that you saw last year with the SRH.
I disagree with you on one point. You're saying they have a new look team this year. They have a new look team every year. Every year. Them
See,
and Punjab teams.
they needed to improve. Like Delhi, for example, I don't think they did well at the auction. I think even RCB didn't do justice to the kind of money that they had and the kind of purchasing that they should have done.
RCB's purchases were head scratching to me.
So there were few teams, but they were, I think, one of the better teams. Mumbai did a very good job at the auction, I felt. They've definitely gotten an improved team from 2023.
The only thing that I will feel really bad about this team is to see an Adam Markram sit on the bench, to see probably a Hasaranga / Janssen sit on the bench.
You're not even counting Fazalak Farooqi.
And a Fazalak Farooqi also sitting there. I just think that is a bench that could, these are players that could make 11s in a lot of other teams. They'd consider themselves very unlucky to be here. If a Markram is playing ahead sitting on the bench, whichever way you look at it, that is the only thing that will trouble me when I'll be watching this team play.
In fact, I remember Fazalak Farooqi was that bowler who got Rohit Sharma a clean bowl, I think, of the first or the second ball, and he troubled a lot of bowlers, batters with his in-swinging ball.
He knows him well. You're supporting him.
So, but again, the moment that you had Pat Cummins and Travis Head in the auction and Hasaranga, you knew there were two players in last year's 11 who were making way for these guys.
Yeah.
Head no way for the kind of money and the interest that they showed. Is sitting on the bench.
Same, the only one that way who survives is Klaasen because he made himself undroppable.
Yeah.
Plus, of course, the added advantage, he's a keeper.
Wicket keeper, yeah. But I think they will start with a Hasaranga over a Janssen.
Yes, they will because otherwise the spin bowling looks thin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very thin.
Correct.
If they were to start with at some point, they'll bring in Markande maybe then.
He can if you're going with Janssen.
Yeah, but now with Hasaranga.
Hasaranga, yeah.
But if you play Hasaranga for Janssen, you can bring in an Akash.
Yeah, so that's the trade-off they'll have to make. Hey, by the way, Markande, another one who can feel a little hard done by.
Yes.
We're talking about Markande last year was probably one of their standout bowlers and they went for Hasaranga.
Correct.
I don't know.
Correct. No, Shahbaz, they've eliminated him. It doesn't matter, outnumbered.
Voted.
For you and for me also.
Shahbaz was one of the more puzzling trades I saw. Because again, when you make trades, more often than not, you think, okay, this is a player the franchise really wants to get a hold of because they don't want him to go to the auction pool.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, where do they fit Shahbaz in? And then you added Hasaranga.
You could play him instead of Samad if you want.
I think Samad is again one of those players like Umran who's been backed by the franchise for quite some time now. So
both incidentally from the same state.
From the same one getting the other, but the one who got the other was the one who lost out on his own position.
The other is more of a guaranteed starter.
Anyway, do let us know in the comment section what you think of the Sunrisers Hyderabad team. Do you think they are a playoff team? And yeah, we'd love to know that. For the moment, thank you. Bye-bye from all of us here on Sports Today. Look forward to your company. It's going to be a long, busy season of IPL and we'll be live here with all the latest updates, analysis, everything that you can think of when it comes to the IPL. For the moment, bye-bye.
Vanakkam.
Take care. Nandri. Shubhra Sri Shabha Care.
Shane said it all.
No, just say this. Still two things.
Eat your veggies.
Don't trouble your mother.